Hey guys, so welcome back. I've been really busy this week, so I haven't gotten a whole lot done, but I've got a few things finished up here. So I've gotten some of these, like this wall is put together. This one's still loose right now, but I've got it in there. And I've got everything wallpapered now. So like over here, this is all wallpapered, so all the wallpapering is done. And I'm getting some of the trim work done around here for the edge of the walkway. So still got a lot to do, but making a little bit of progress. But that's not why we're here. Why we're here is, if you remember in the last episode, I asked you if anybody could tell me what I used to color this wood. And actually this wood here too. It's a little bit different color, and I'll talk about that later. Surprisingly, I was really surprised at this. Nobody got it. A lot of really good guesses, but nobody got it. So today I'm going to reveal to you the super secret magic sauce that colors this wood. And it's really, really cool. I'm excited to share this because this is a really cool thing. And it's also, my favorite part of it is it's really, really cheap. Don't need a lot of expensive stuff to do it. So what I'm going to do, and this is kind of cool too, because it's not actually a paint or anything, it's a chemical reaction. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of my super secret stuff here on this piece of wood, and you're going to see it's going to go on clear like this. You don't actually see anything going on, but I'm going to leave it here while we talk, and you'll be able to kind of watch and see what happens here. So essentially, what I've painted this with is this nasty looking bottle. I mean, it looks like it's got, I don't know, puke in it or something. It's pretty disgusting looking. Now what this is, and I of course didn't think of this myself. Well, this isn't working out. It keeps wanting to turn over, so let me paint this side. It's not wanting to cooperate, so I will just, go with it. Anyway, I didn't make this up. I actually found this on some DIY home improvement sites. That you find this recipe a lot for aging wood. So what it is basically is you take a container. I've got a really big container here. This is probably a little bit of overkill. Put some white vinegar in it. Okay, just white vinegar. Then take some cheap steel wool, not stainless steel scouring pads. Those won't work. Steel wool. I've got, this 12-pack of steel wool from the dollar store. It cost me $1. White vinegar is ridiculously cheap. You can get a gallon of it for, I don't know, $1.50 or something like that. It's just insanely cheap. So what you do is you take some steel wool, throw it in your white vinegar, leave it sit probably overnight, and we'll talk about that. It kind of depends, but when you get done, you fish out your steel wool, and you've got this slop that you use to age your wood. And you can see that it is kind of darkening as we're talking, and that's because it's not a paint, it's more of a chemical reaction. Now, I'm not a chemist, but the best that I understand this is it has to do with the vinegar and the oxidized steel reacting with the tannins in the wood. So what ends up happening is, because the tannins are not perfectly distributed in the wood, the reaction is such that you get nice random places where it's darkened, and so it looks much more natural than just painting stuff. So I really like this technique. Now you'll notice that this wood is kind of reddish, and this wood is more of a gray color. And I got those, I actually did both of those out of this same bottle of stuff. What I discovered with is, and I'm still experimenting with this, but what I discovered with that, I'm going to close this because it really doesn't smell very good. It smells like vinegar and rusted metal. Ugh. But what I discovered was, the more, and this kind of makes sense, the more steel wool you put in the vinegar, so the higher concentration of steel wool to vinegar, the darker this is going to be, and the longer you leave it sit in there, the redder it's going to be. So you kind of have to kind of experiment with the wood as you're going and figure out the right time to fish out your steel wool for what you want. Also, I've noticed that if I let the stuff settle out, it'll go back to more of a grayish color. But if I mix it up real good, that you can see kind of that oxidization of the steel, is the oxidized steel is getting mixed back in, so you're going to get more of a rust color in there. So that's kind of how this works. Now, the other thing that I've read, and I haven't experimented with this, is that if you use something like apple cider vinegar instead of white vinegar, you'll get more of a brownish color, because the apple cider vinegar itself is more of a brown, and it's got more, because it comes from apples, it's got more tannins in it itself, I think. So, you know, it's kind of a cool reaction, and you can see this is darkened up quite a bit as we've been talking. And it's not, I mean, you saw when I put it on, it was clear. You could hardly tell where I brushed it on. So I just think it's kind of a cool reaction, and it looks really, really good, I think, as a wood stain. And people actually use this in do-it-yourself projects to kind of make aged wood and antique-looking stuff. So this is what they use. So I figured, why wouldn't it work in a miniature scale? And you can see it gives you nice random colors. I didn't use different colors for this. I just let the wood, the different tannins in the wood take it. So I just slopped this stuff on here, and I got all these nice different colors, even with the gray stuff. You know, it's nice different colors, and it looks really, really nice, I think. So anyway, that's how I did it. Some of you may have known this and just, you know, couldn't think of it when you were trying to answer the question. But I was really excited to share this with you, because I was really excited when I found out about it. So I hope you guys can use this. I hope that you had fun learning about it, and we will see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.